Hey everyone, welcome back to Everyday Empowerment English, the podcast where we turn language struggles into superpowers. I'm Mia.
And I'm Alex. Today, we're talking about something we all deal with, distractions.
But how many times have you sat down to study feeling motivated only to find yourself checking your phone, getting lost in thought, or suddenly needing to clean your entire desk?
Mia, are you spying on my study sessions? But seriously, if you've ever felt guilty, frustrated, or stuck in this cycle, this episode's for you.
We hear you. That's why we're dedicating not just one, but 2 episodes to this crucial skill. Today, in part 1, we'll explore why focusing is so hard, especially when learning something new like English. Plus, we'll share 3 simple exercises you can practice today to train your brain to focus.
And then in part 2, we'll be sharing our complete distraction-proof English study plan to help you stay on track and get the most of your valuable study time. So, are you ready to get started?
Absolutely. Let's dive in by looking at the world we live in and how it impacts our ability to concentrate.
Mia, it feels like everything is fighting for our attention. Our phones, the internet, even just things happening around us. Why is this a problem for our focus?
You're right. We live in what's called the attention economy, where companies and apps compete for our focus. Think about it. Social media never ends, videos keep playing, and news alerts pop up all the time. Our brains are always busy, jumping from one thing to another.
So it's like we're training our brains to switch tasks quickly instead of focusing deeply on one thing.
Exactly. And over time, this makes deep focus feel harder. We get used to quick rewards, so when something takes time, like learning English, it feels frustrating.
So staying focused isn't just about willpower. The way our world is designed actually makes it harder.
That's true, but even without all these outside distractions, our brains naturally get sidetracked.
So it's not just the world around us, our own minds work against focus too.
Right. Our brains are wired to notice new things. If you hear a sudden noise, you automatically turn your head. That's your brain scanning for important information. Even something small, like a phone notification, can grab your attention.
Oh, so it's not that I'm bad at focusing, it's just my brain doing what it's designed to do.
Exactly. And here's something surprising. A study from the University of California found that after a distraction, it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully refocus.
Wow, 23 minutes. So if I quickly check my phone, I might not really get back to studying for almost half an hour.
That's right. Even small distractions can seriously interrupt your study time.
So distractions are a big deal, but the good news is if we understand them, we can fight back. What are the biggest focus killers of our focus?
There are 3 main ones. The first one is digital distractions. All those tempting things on our phones and computers. Think about getting a message from a friend, scrolling through social media, or watching just one more YouTube video. These things are designed to keep us hooked. So it's easy to lose track of time and forget about studying.
Oh, for sure. My phone is always buzzing and it's really hard to ignore.
The second enemy is environmental chaos. The distractions around you. If your study space is noisy with people talking, the TV on, or loud music playing, it's much harder to focus. Even a messy desk can make it difficult to concentrate because your brain feels overloaded.
That makes sense. I always feel more focused when my space is quiet and organized.
And the third enemy is internal resistance, when your own thoughts and feelings get in the way. Procrastination, fear of making mistakes, or just feeling unmotivated can all stop you from focusing.
Oh, I definitely know that feeling. Sometimes I put off studying even when I have time, and honestly, fear of saying something wrong is real. So, we know these distractions make learning harder. What can we actually do to train our brains to focus better? We know we can't just simply throw our phones away.
That's a great question. Here are 3 simple exercises. The first step is noticing your distractions. Right now, as you listen to this podcast, pay attention to when your mind wanders. Just becoming aware of your thoughts is a small win.
And that sounds like something I can do. What's next?
Another easy step is to adjust your study space. Take a look around your study area and see if there's one thing that's clearly a distraction. Maybe your phone is right in front of you. Try moving it just a little further away. Small changes make a big difference.
I usually have my phone right next to me. Maybe I should try putting it across the room.
And next is to practice a 1-minute focus reset. Take a minute to sit still and focus on your breathing. Close your eyes if you want and just pay attention to your breath. This simple exercise strengthens your ability to focus over time.
Oh, so it's like training our brains to be more present?
Exactly. Studies show that practicing mindfulness, even for just a minute, can make your attention stronger over time.
Before we move on, let's take a quick look at some of the useful words and phrases we use today in the vocabulary boost section. Crucial means very important. Example, focusing is a crucial skill for learning. Impacts means affects or influences something. Example, let's dive in by looking at the world we live in and how it impacts our ability to concentrate. Compete for means to try to get something that others are also trying to get. Example, we live in the attention economy where companies and apps compete for our focus. A willpower means the ability to control your own actions and feelings. Example, so staying focused isn't just about willpower. Sidetracked means to be distracted from what you are doing or supposed to be doing. Example, but even without all these outside distractions, our brains naturally get sidetracked. Distraction means something that takes your attention away from what you are trying to do. Example, today we're talking about something we all deal with, distractions. Concentrate means to give all your attention to something. Example, let's dive in by looking at the world we live in and how it impacts our ability to concentrate. Attention economy means the idea that our attention is valuable and many companies try to get it. For example, we live in what's called the attention economy. A wired to means naturally inclined or designed to do something. Example, our brains are wired to notice new things. Hook means very interested and wanting to continue doing something, often something enjoyable. Example, these things are designed to keep us hooked. Lose track of time means to be unaware of how much time has passed. Example, so it's easy to lose track of time and forget about studying. Tempting means attractive and making you want to do something, even if you shouldn't. Example, the digital distractions, all those tempting things on our phones and computers. Buzzing means making a continuous low humming sound, often used to describe a phone receiving notifications. Example, oh, for sure. My phone is always buzzing, and it's really hard to ignore. Resistance means a feeling of not wanting to do something or opposing it. Example, internal resistance, when your own thoughts and feelings get in the way. Wanders means moving away from the subject or what you are focusing on, often used to describe thoughts or attention. Example, right now, as you listen to this podcast, pay attention to when your mind wanders.
So, we've learned a lot today. Distractions aren't just about self-control. The world and our brains are working against our focus.
Yes. Understanding these challenges is the first step towards overcoming them. It's important to remember that if you struggle with focus, you are definitely not alone. It's a common experience in today's world.
And the good news is you can train your brain. Start small, notice distractions, adjust your space, and practice short focus exercises.
That's right. And be sure to join us for part 2, where we'll dive into our complete distraction-proof English study plan with lots more practical tips and strategies to help you stay focused and make real progress in English.
And if you found this episode helpful and think it could benefit other English learners, please share it with them.
Thanks for joining us on Everyday Empowerment English. We'll see you next time.